Hello, and thank you for joining us today on the Gentle Art of Crushing It show, where we focus on learning and sharing with our listeners all there is to know about how to create success in our lives. This show stands on the shoulders of giants. Our mission is to empower and inspire our listeners to create the life of their dreams whilst having a blast in the process. Let's celebrate life together. Welcome to the show.
Hello, and thank you so much for joining me on another episode of The Gentle Art of Crushing It. Really appreciate you and all of your support. Let's jump right into this. So life is a vapor. James 4:14 out of the Bible reads, "You do not know what will happen tomorrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanishes away." So urgency, do it now. Don't put your dreams off for a distant future event that may never occur. So often in life, we get caught up in the day-to-day details. We become so busy and so overwhelmed with our tasks that we take our eyes off of our goals and dreams. I'm a huge believer in having masterminds or accountability partners that can help you keep track of your goals, work on your dreams, and make them a high priority. One of the benefits of joining a mastermind that focuses on goal setting, goal attainment, etc., is the competition effect that takes place, along with other benefits, of course. But what I mean is you see other people accomplishing their goals, and when you see it often enough and happening often enough, you begin to say to yourself, if that person can do it, so can I. And I personally believe we all need more of that. Now, it's really hard for me to believe that I could build a business to the level of Elon Musk or Oprah Winfrey or Jeff Bezos, or even Les Brown, right? But they are people just like you and me. If they can do it, so can we. So with that being said, what are the differences between what they've accomplished and what I have accomplished, for example? So a great place to start is to take inventory of where we are now and then compare it to where we want to be. So then the next step would be to look at where you want to be. Now, if you don't have huge, impossible, and inspiring dreams that are tailor-made for your unique personality, wants, dreams, and desires, then it's time to get some. On the other hand, if you do have, huge dreams and goals, what I recommend doing is contrast and compare those from where you are now to where they are, right? The next step would be, naturally to reverse engineer those goals. So, for example, if you want to earn $1.2 million per year, how much is that monthly? $100,000 a year, right? Now, the next step is that's great, but how do I do this? So if you're flipping homes, how many homes do you need to flip monthly to hit this number, or selling books or sales, or your business sells widget, whatever the case may be. Let's start to just look at the numbers of it. Okay. What does that actually take without, casting any doubt on what it takes to actually hit those numbers? Just look at the numbers. And then remember, it is possible as often as you can. If you ever, that phrase, it is possible. It is possible. I love it. Just remember that and say it as often to yourself as you can. Now, if you catch yourself doubting your dreams, try to remember these three little words. Again, it is possible. It is possible. It is possible. The truth is, it is possible. And the clearer your plan is for your goals, to attain your goals, the better off you are. With that being said, urgency is a key factor. Life is a vapor. Now, thank you, Mr. Les Brown. My hat is off to you, sir, for it is possible. One of my favorite phrases of all time. It is possible. Now, I like to look at life holistically. All things are connected, I believe. So for me, if I do nothing but work 16 hours a day and neglect my family and my health, I'm probably not going to be around for very long, and I'm probably going to regret a huge portion of it. So what I recommend doing is taking a huge step back, look at the big picture, and ask yourself a few questions. These are just a few to get you started. How many hours do you want to work per week? How many hours do you want to spend on your passion projects, your hobbies, your sports? How many hours per week do you want to spend with your family, your loved ones, your significant other? What do you want your body to look like in 5 years? Is physical fitness important to you? To me, it is. To me, physical, mental, spiritual, financial, and relationship fitness are incredibly important. So I want to keep those in mind when looking at the big picture and building out my ideal life. I also want to keep in mind, what is my target year of life's end? So for me, my goal is to live to be 101. That means, and if I keep that in mind, I plan on living to 101. That means I have, if I take a step back and again look at the big picture, I have 51 years to create you to make some of these impossible dreams come true, these impossible goals, right? So I have 51 years to create a net worth of $6 billion, earn my black belt in jiu-jitsu, raise 6 super solid children, make my wife's dreams come true, begin the process of housing, educating, and empowering 1 billion people, own our dream mountain property, own our dream beachfront property, own the 2024 AMG GTS, the 997.2, the 1970 Dodge Charger, and so much more. Now, these are just a few of the goals I have to create in the next 51 years. Most of these, honestly, need to be done within the next 5 to 10 years, though, and some within 15 years, some within 20 years, for me to truly have the time to enjoy them and enjoy my family and not be, just a straight up working machine that is high stressed and overwhelmed. And I don't want any of that. Now, again, life goes by so fast. Life is a vapor. If we're not careful, we can neglect our dreams and ourselves. So I recommend, again, zoom out. Zoom out of your home, zoom out of your city, zoom out of your state, zoom out of the planet, zoom out of the universe, and out of this year. Zoom out of the next 5 years into the future, the next 20, the next 100 years into the future, and into infinity. And then take a moment or two or 10 minutes and look back at your life. Look at it from this perspective. It has the power to make our huge problems right now turn into basically nothing. But zoom all the way out into infinity, take a look back at your life and ask yourself these questions. What do you want to do that you haven't yet? What sort of impact on society or, do you want to leave? Or what sort of legacy do you want to leave? Where do you want to live? Whom do you want to spend time with? How much do you want to earn? How limitless do you want to be? What experiences do you want to have? What places do you want to visit? If Magic Merlin was in front of you with his magic wand, what would you ask for? So think of it like that. These are a few other questions that are incredibly important, to just jog your memory, just to get you thinking along the lines of, building out this big picture, building out a legacy. Okay. So I would recommend asking yourself, what are your core values? How do you want to be treated? Where are your standards, right? How much peace do you want to experience on a regular basis? How much abundance do you want to experience on a regular basis? Do you feel like you deserve your dreams to come true? It is just a decision, You just have to decide that, hey, these are my impossible goals and I want them to become true. And guess what? I deserve it. My belief is, again, I've mentioned this in the past, but if you are benefiting humankind, if you are helping, Mother Earth, if you are helping your fellow humans, you deserve your dreams to come true. So spend some time on your dreams, your wants, desires, and goals. Spend some time planning your life out to the T if you want to, but give yourself a deadline as to when you'll stop planning and when you'll get into action. Then go. Move with urgency. Life is a vapor. Put into practice what I like to call inspired hustle. Get it done with speed. Urgency, urgency, urgency. Life doesn't wait for you. Life doesn't wait for you. You are your Magic Merlin. He isn't going to visit you. Remember, if it's to be, it's up to me. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of The Gentle Art of Crushing It. I believe in you. Remember, make this life magnificent.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of The Gentle Art of Crushing It. It was an amazing episode. We know we sure learned a lot, and we hope you did as well. We want to take a second and thank you so much for viewing or listening to this episode. And please just know that we only ask for one favor, and that is to make this life magnificent. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.